Well, it looks like we're finally getting to do this. Yes, after so long, we are finally getting ready to do this. It's been a while. I think since I reviewed a Cartoon Network show, I've reviewed a couple Disney Channel shows, and then I reviewed Nickelodeon. I think in my list I call it Toon Disney, actually, not Disney Channel, but my point is, it's been a while since I've actually done an actual Cartoon Network, review. Yeah, it's been a little while. But in this video, we're going to be talking about Steven Universe. Yes, Steven Universe. And we're going to be, going ahead and talking about it here. Yeah, I'm really sorry, guys. I really am. I've tried so hard to, I've been trying to review this for the last couple years now. I think I've said I was going to be doing it back in 2013, and, not 2013, sorry, that's when the show came out, that's, as you can see up there. I meant to say in 2023, I said I was going to actually do a review on it. But I never got around to it, I was busy with some stuff and all that. My dad had surgery and all. He's had surgery, not this year, but last year, too. I actually had surgery on my wisdom teeth and all that. It was help dealing with a puppy, I have a puppy, he's an adult now, but I've been dealing with that, and also some severe depression, So, yeah, I've been dealing with a lot of stuff. So, but it's finally nice to being able to go back to this show, especially since freaking Warner Brothers, freaking removed it from Cartoon Network, well, from their streaming service. It's removed there. It's on Hulu. I don't know how long it'll be on Hulu. Honestly, though, I believe, I think that they're actually teaming up with Disney Plus, because, their streaming platform is failing. Let's be real here. I think streaming is failing in general, which is why a lot of, companies are taking their crap off of their platforms and all that and moving it somewhere else because they're not profitable and all that. And, I feel like them teaming up with Disney is probably not the best idea because next to them, they're like the worst of the two. Warner Brothers is honestly not in very good shape as a company, and them teaming up with the second, well, actually maybe the worst, studio compared to who you ask. It kind of shows and all that. So, I don't know why they're teaming up with Disney and all that, but they are, and you get a bundle and all, I guess, with their platform, so. But, yeah, they removed it from their platform. I was actually going to buy it was it last year, or, I think it was the end of last year I was going to buy it, and then, buy it, yeah, I think it was last year, because, right before, Black Friday, it wasn't actually, I think it was going to be gone after Black Friday, but no, it was gone before Black Friday. Yeah, the show was going to, someone actually bought it out. I thought it was going to be afterwards, but it included the entire show and the feature series, too. I don't know about the movie, because I hear there's actually a movie, too. So, that's pretty, that was pretty wild that didn't happen. I can go buy it at Walmart, but I gotta pay a bit more at Walmart, but, it's not, I guess, a big deal, but, it's gonna be $20 more, which is a little bit much, but not a lot. But I do want to buy the series and all that, and the feature series, too. Which I have not seen the feature series yet, or the movie, so those are going to be kind of blind. I've seen, footage of, the villain, I think, of the movie, but I think I saw a little bit of clips, but that was, forever ago. So, yeah, those are going to be kind of blind. I do want to watch them, because, when I was in the middle of watching this show, I think I was in the second or third season. I think it was the third season, actually. I actually went and actually reviewed I was actually starting a trend where I was going to watch things blind, for the most part, if they were interesting. I decided not to do this show, though, because I already, seen, there was 5 seasons, and I was already in the third season, I believe. So I was like, there's not really probably a whole lot more they can throw at me. There were some things that did catch my eye, but I'll talk about that, in a second. But let's talk about the show itself, Let's talk about the show itself. So this show is, actually, at the beginning of this show, it actually gives me a lot of a lot of Adventure Time vibes, It's got, a magical world and all that, And it's kind of a bit more goofy and all that, but has some serious moments, Then it kind of starts going, to more a serious route, but honestly, that's kind of been a thing forever, It's been a thing forever. They've done this thing forever, like unlike Adventure Time, where they started getting serious as time went on. This show, they did it at first. So, yeah, it was pretty interesting seeing that they kind of already, the show writer already kind of knew where she wanted the show, which is pretty cool. Adventure Time, yeah, you can tell it kind of felt like it changed a bit. It went from being very goofy to more, like, it had goofy moments, but it was also more serious, so it still, kept the original audience, and I mean, I'm sure it drove some people away because it was a bit more serious and less goofy, but it still, had its goofy moments. This show kind of, had its goofy moments, but you can definitely tell it was wanted to be more serious. But it also has a bit of goofy moments too, so it's pretty interesting, But Adventure Time and this show are completely different shows otherwise. Adventure Time takes place in a bunch of different kingdoms in Ooo. This place takes place on a beach and all that. They go to space in some episodes too, but it's pretty much, its own thing, so it's pretty interesting. But, I will say, though, I do like the characters for the most part. There's some I could care less about. I'll talk about the characters I like first. Like, I like the gems, Garnet, Pearl, and what's her name? Amethyst. They're all named after, like, actual gems, which is pretty cool. Steven's not, though. Steven's a normal name, but that's pretty interesting. They're all named after actual gems. And then we get some that we get introduced to down the road, like we get Paradox, which Paradox, honestly, I love Paradox. She's really funny, like, she's kind of a smart ass, but in a good way. I gotta say, she learns throughout the time. She's gotta be more, like, she has to be nicer to people, so they show character development from her and all that, which is pretty cool. And then we get, I forgot the other gem. I think her name is Lapis. Yeah, I think it's Lapis. I do like her, too. She's got an interesting story, too, and all that. And I like it, though. She's actually scared of, facing things, and I don't blame her. She got stuck in the middle of a battlefield with gems thousands of years ago and was trapped in a mirror on a planet. On the planet Earth. So I can totally see, why she's, scared and all that. And so they kind of make her an anti-hero. She's not necessarily a villain, but she doesn't really know where she's at. So she's kind of like let's say that there's a character called, we got Flame Princess from Adventure Time, which is kind of like that too, but she's not really, she's got more of a temper. She's not really actually an anti-hero. She is raised by an evil king, but they focus more on her struggling with emotions. While Lapis is more of an anti-hero. I feel like she's more so like Teen Titans. Remember Terra? Yeah, she's basically kind of like that. Where she basically kind of is lost on one side and the other. Only I think they do her character way better. I'll say, as much as I like Teen Titans, not Teen Titans Go, that show really sucks. Which, by the way, I think they came out in 2013 or 14. I can't remember what year. I freaking cannot stand that show. A lot of people say that it's good. They can have their own opinion. But I really cannot stand Teen Titans Go. I hate that it's the only thing airing, and Yeah, I'll say Nickelodeon has that problem too with SpongeBob and all that, but at least, they have other shows going on, and SpongeBob, despite, it hitting seasonal Raw, it still has a lot of great episodes in the older seasons, and even now, people say there's still episodes that are good now. Teen Titans Go, it has some good episodes, but a lot of them are really bad. I mean, I do want to do some reviews and find some episodes that are actually good for people, so that way I'm getting kind of both audiences, but I will say I do not like the show. I do not like it. Like, I wish Cartoon Network would just freaking cancel it, because it's kind of, they're kind of mocking people who grew up with the original show. But again, it's, I mean, as long as people who like it aren't trashing other people, that's fine, But I will definitely say I don't think I think it's definitely not an overrated. I mean, an underrated show. I think I can see why a lot of people hate it, including myself. But I will respect people, who don't like the show. And that's kind of like other shows that I review, even this one. I'm sure there's people out there that don't care about this show either, and that's fine. But I will say, yeah, the original Teen Titans, the 2003 show, because I don't remember if, I don't think the comic book version, was around at that time. I think it was still that one. I could be wrong. But Teen Titans Go, Teen Titans, yeah, they had an arc with Tara and all that, and I felt like they kind of didn't handle her thing very well. I felt they could have, I'll review the stuff down the road, but yeah, I feel like they kind of should have, they should have made her turn, better than what they did, but I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to spoil the episodes, but yeah, it kind of felt rough. With Paradox, Lepus, at least they actually make her, they make her, feel for her, like, you know what she's going through, and yeah, the gyms, honestly, are not always telling the truth and all that, and she was imprisoned and all that, so I feel kind of bad for her, so it's really interesting. But we also get, we get to, Steven himself, which I think Steven himself, I really do like him. He's a nice kid, he cares about people and all, he wants to help. And, he's going through emotions and all because, this is a big plot, thing in the show, but Steven is actually, Rose, which honestly, that was one of the things I actually kind of figured they were going to pull on, was that she was actually Rose. But she's also Pink Diamond, which is something I actually didn't know. Yeah, I did not know she was Pink Diamond. I did not know she was Pink Diamond. I thought she was actually, she was actually, a different character. But no, Rose apparently is Pink Diamond and all that, and then somehow she got transformed into Steven, which we never really get an answer for, because the show got canceled after it was canceled after, the fifth season, kind of like Teen Titans and all that. But I'll say, unlike Teen Titans and shows like Danny Phantom, I'll say the finale I feel like was much better. Like it was much better and all that. I will say that. Danny Phantom's finale felt like it wasn't long enough. It felt like it was an absolute dumpster fire. It was just all over the place. And then we had, which I actually have reviewed that episode, especially to dedicate the voice actor who voiced Vlad that passed away. I did not review the finale of Teen Titans, but I'm trashing on the show, but honestly, in that case, it could be the same thing with Tara. Maybe they were gonna get worried about getting canceled and they kind of rushed her arc, but I don't know. I feel like they could have done that. I think that might have been on them. The finale, though, was not their fault. That was Cartoon Network. They freaking canned the show and all that, and I think they were gonna have a whole nother, plot and all that with the finale. So it felt like it was just, thrown in there out of nowhere. If you guys watched it, you guys would understand what I mean. Everything just, I'll review the episode in the future, but I'm just saying, I feel like, with Steven Universe, though, the finale felt very rushed, but it didn't feel like, the show, ended on a cliffhanger. I felt like, Yeah, I felt like it was kind of nice and all that. I will say, I think the finale was a bit disappointing and overwhelming. I will say my biggest problem, well, two biggest problems I have with the show, with the finale, I don't know about it in general, because I will talk about the characters I don't like in a second. Because that's probably a big part of the show, too. Some of the characters do drag the show down a little bit. But one thing I'll say is Steven Universe, with their finale and all that, one thing I don't like is how, we never actually get to see Rose Corpse. We never get to see her. We never see her. We never see her, actually making... we do see Steven get separated from his gym, which honestly was pretty crazy to see. I didn't think he was actually going to die. I was wondering that throughout the ending. I was is he going to die or something? Actually, is he going to just have no powers? But apparently, no, he actually needs the gym to survive. So he was actually dying because that part was of him, so that's crazy. So, but it looked like he was all purple and all that, so I'm guessing that would have been Rose. But still, we never really get to, we never, I think, understand why she's she's trapped in Steven, so she is Steven, so Steven is Rose. At least I think it is, because again, they showed that he got separated from her. But again, we have we have Steven Universe, the future show, and then we have the movie that might explain some stuff too. But yeah, as for right now, yeah, we don't really know. We don't have anything, unfortunately, on that. But yeah, we don't have anything. We kind of just, if you're watching the show, hoping maybe Rose would, appear, or they'll explain, the whole, how she became Steven, and why she's, exactly stuck, I can't remember if they actually explained that part, but I don't think they explained why she transformed into Steven, or, or why she is Steven, but it is very crazy and all that, but another thing I don't like about the finale is I don't like how they were able to convince, all the head diamonds, even White Diamond, to become good. I was hoping maybe they'd go How to Train a Dragon 2, route, they would go that route. Which by the way, I think I did that review. I think it was that. Yeah, I did that and actually did upload on my channel. I'm gonna have to re-upload that because I'm having some problems with glitches on YouTube. Speaking of which, you guys can follow me on Instagram and all that too if you guys want to get updated on stuff. I should have probably mentioned that at the beginning of the video, but I forgot. So whoopsie on me. But yeah, but the thing is, though, is, they basically, what How to Train a Dragon 2 is, Hiccup was trying to convince this villain and all that to be good and all that, and the problem is you can't convince everyone that they're good. So, when they did this whole thing and all that, where they tried to convince, he wanted to convince, White Diamond and all that, I feel like, she should have just been the main bad guy. That'd be nice. I don't think this show actually has an actual bad guy in it. I don't think it does. I wish there was at least, one bad guy in this show. Of course, there are some, gems that do not appear in the, final episode. Yeah, they do not appear in the final episode. So maybe, I don't think they do. Jasper does, which is, by the way, one of the main gems that appears throughout the show. She gets corrupted and all that, and then, gets put back in her gem. But, we don't see, there was, there was a gem and all that on, on that ship and all that was given the tour and all that. She kind of sounded selfish and all that, but she could have been another one that could have just reasoned with too. So there's literally no actual villains in this show, and that kind of sucks. I get it. We've had some cool characters because some of them were not actual villains. Like, I mean, Paradox was one of them they had a reason with, because, she was actually an actual villain, like, well, she wasn't, like, she was just doing it for her own, purpose and all that, but that's the problem, though, is I feel like, I mean, you can say maybe, Paradox honestly was just misleaded too and all that, and just kind of didn't understand emotions, kind of like the other Diamond and all the other gems. That's the problem, though. I feel like they could have had more villains in this show, but no, we gotta have it be all a whole misunderstanding, and they don't understand emotions at all, which I think is just stupid, and I did not really care for that. I will say, though, I think a lot of this, too, like, I mean, I think this was already probably planned anyway, but I have a feeling, though, that, like, well, the show got, like, canceled, and I think this has to do something with the whole gay marriage thing. See, throughout the entire show, this is actually a twist I did not see coming. But throughout the entire show, pretty much since season 1, we see the moment where apparently Garnet is a fusion with Ruby and Sapphire. And in this show, they're actually lesbians. They are lesbians in this show. Which is a girl version of, being gay. So they're actually lesbians. And, the whole thing is, though, you can't have gay marriage and all that, which technically would be lesbian marriage, I guess, in their case, because they're technically they're females. But, yeah, basically, they apparently, I guess Cartoon Network was, like, threatening, because Cartoon Network did not, like, want that stuff in their shows. And all that, so it got canned because of it. And I think the creator of the show was like, you know what, let's just put it in here. Like, who cares what they say, we can still wrap the show up. I'm like, or maybe Cartoon Network didn't know about it at all, and then, because I think Cartoon Network probably would have, like, threatened him anyway, Or maybe they did threaten her, and she was just like, you know what, fuck you guys, and I think her name's Rebecca. I can't remember what her name was, the person who created this show. But, I don't blame her. I'm like, I would stick it to Cartoon Network on this. I'd be like, you know what, screw you guys. I mean, you guys got freaking Teen Titans Go. And I'm talking about that show a lot, but that's literally the only thing that's freaking airing on the channel anymore. You got Teen Titans Go on there giving kids horrible messages, like, boys versus girls, and that one gender is better than the other. And then you got another episode where they're like, where they're the Titans are on the naughty list and all that, and they get what they want because, if you're naughty and not nice, you get what you want at the end, because that makes a lot of sense, That's what's so stupid, So I'm like, they can put those messages in here, but they won't allow this. And I mean, to be fair, I guess this is kind of also airing in other countries, but I guarantee other countries probably have this crap too on there. So, yeah, it's just the whole thing is just stupid. I'm sorry, it's just stupid and all that. And I think they'll allow it now because like even like Adventure Time has gotten some spin-offs. They've gotten some spin-offs. We got the after shows and all, and I think we see Marceline and Princess Bubblegum in bed at one point and all, and you can maybe say they're just roommates and all that, But the way they have them laid and all that, yeah, I think they're kind of going past that. Which I mean is nice and all. I will say I don't want every show to have, like gays, lesbians, or like gender fluid or something in there. And this is coming from someone who is gender fluid. Yeah, I think and also somebody who has gay uncles too, and actually a friend who is gender fluid as well. I'm like, I don't want all this stuff in these shows. That's the problem too. With Hollywood too. They're wanting, like, well, especially Disney. Yeah, Disney. I don't know if Warner Brothers will go through this route too. I wouldn't be surprised, but it's like they don't get the whole point of these messages is like the whole point of like why people are mad is because they throw this crap in here out of nowhere, and it either feels forced, or they put it in too much stuff, and, like, not every show, again, needs this stuff. It's nice to have the shows be unique from one to the other. Like, it's like, for example, it's nice to have, not every show have a male, main character, how it would be a female, too. It's just the thing is they force it in there and all that, and that's the problem. Like, how much shit I got with this stuff on Facebook? Yeah, I don't really use Facebook much anymore, but as people are posting stuff on there, so I'm like, I'm gonna point it out, and I'm gonna point out this, because I'm like, with the whole Elon Musk wanting to do that on Twitter, I'm just I wanted to give my opinion out, and people are shitting on me, and I'm like, it's my own opinion, I'm not getting on to people for having theirs. I'm just like, that's where the freaking internet, people just get so worked up over things like this. And I get it, yeah, I get, like I said, not every show needs, this kind of stuff in it, but shows like Steven Universe, make it work. Like, I feel like they make it work, and that's what's good. I mean, Ruby and Sapphire are great couples. They are. We even get episodes where they're unconjoined, and they both do struggle with emotions and all. They have to work things out. That they need both of each other to actually work, and I like that. I like that a lot. Now, I've heard some rumors too saying, well, I don't know if this is actually true. This could be Photoshop stuff, but I've seen some images and some people post that Ruby is actually a male in other countries. And she's a male in other countries, because she has a mustache and a little goatee beard or whatever, a little pointy, kind of like a lot of, I say a lot of cartoon evil characters have and all that. It's like a little goatee beard, I think is what it's called. But honestly, I'm I don't know if that's true or not, but if it's true, I would be so pissed, because I'm freaking just I just don't do that at all, I'm like, if other countries have a problem if they don't even air it there, you'll get less money, but I'm at this point, it'd be probably worth it, I mean, I'm just saying, I don't get the whole thing, but, I mean, even in other countries, I feel like a lot of people that are like us in the U.S. and don't like crap being censored either, but that's kind of the world we just live in, But yeah, I don't know, but I was gonna say, yeah, I think they make it work. They make it work really good with this show, and I really do like it. I'm trying to think what else I can talk about here. Before I talk about the actual other characters, themselves, I want to talk about one more thing real quick, and that is the weird thing that every gym in this show is female. They are all female. I'm not sure why they're all female. I feel like that's kind of weird. I mean, I think we've had shows before, what was it, was it My Little Pony? I think My Little Pony didn't have all females in there. I can't remember. And we had shows like Strawberry Shortcake, which, and all that, but I guess we had Buster. I think Buster was the dog. I think his name was Buster. He was a dog, and all that, and then we had Custard the cat, but still, I'm just I'm still I just think it's kind of weird. I'm how do they repopulate and all that, it just seems kind of weird, I don't know, it just seems kind of weird, but it's still interesting, though, that they can actually do that. But yeah, they can actually do that and all, they're actually all, females and all that, but yeah, I think it's a little bit of a minor nitpick, but I don't think it's it takes away from the show that much. It's not like the whole, where they make every character a reasonable character, I mean, I guess to be fair, think about it, there actually are some actual villains in the show, too, but they're not, super duper big villains, they're, just minor or one-off characters, or characters that'll appear a couple times. We get this one human being who who I think he appears like 3 times throughout the show, I believe. He's kind of an asshole, but, Steven and his girlfriend, Connie, like, fuse and all that, which is pretty interesting. But it's pretty interesting, but he doesn't really do much of anything either. I thought that's kind of what I want to talk about with the characters. Before I do let the video go, I do want to talk about the characters, because I kind of am running out of things to talk about, but I need to talk about the other characters. I talked about how the crystal gems are pretty cool and all that, and I do like Steven and all that. I do like Steven's girlfriend, Connie, too. They're pretty nice. I will say I do have some problems with her character. Like, sometimes, like, she'll get mad at Steven and blame him. Like when he was sacrificing everyone on the ship and she kind of turned her back on him, that kind of pissed me off. But otherwise, yeah, it wasn't too bad and all that. Like I feel like for the most part she's a pretty good companion with Steven. But I don't know how well that would work though. Like her being in a relationship with him, if his mom, who is Rose Corpse, is in a relationship with Mr. Universe. I think I forgot his name. I think his name's Greg. I think. By the way, Greg is actually a really good character too. Greg's a great dad. He's the opposite of. He's the opposite of like Finn's dad. You know how Finn's dad's a freaking big deadbeat dad and all that from Adventure Time. He's at least a great dad and all that, who cares about his son and wants to spend time with him and all that. Honestly, their voices actually sound similar too, but they're actually not voiced by the same person. That actually would be kind of funny if they were. Like having the voice actor voice the shitty, dad guy on Adventure Time, and then have him voice, Steven's dad on here. But no, he's actually not. He's not that. I will say there are some episodes too in that show I cannot stand. Finn's dad either. I think he's freaking obnoxious at times. But I will say though, I'll talk about his maybe some episodes of that show down the road too. I do plan to do that in this show to review some episodes. But I will say this, that Steven's dad's voice actor does actually voice Jake's brother, I believe. Because Finn and Jake have another sibling. I think that they're voiced by the same person. Again, it could be a sound alike, because there are some actors who do sound alike. Believe me, like even Gilbert Gottfried from Danny Phantom, from not Danny Phantom, from he voices like the dentist, guy on the Fairly Odd Parents. He actually sounds like the voice actor who voices Technus on Danny Phantom sounds a lot like him, but it's not the same person. So that's really interesting, I think his name's Rob something, or maybe I'm thinking of Slade's voice actor, and and the teacher guy on Mr. Lansard and all that. But I don't know. But yeah, I'll say it is kind of interesting. We get to hear the voice actor and all that, but and other stuff. But I'll say yeah, he's a great guy too. I do like him and all that. He's just pretty interesting. However, I'm going to say this though. I think a lot of the side characters I don't care about as much. Like for one, we have this geek guy who does not who is obsessed with supernatural stuff and all that. Honestly, I freaking cannot stand him. He's really annoying. I was hoping they would actually do something with his character, but they really have not done. They never did anything with him. I mean, maybe you haven't watched the Future show, but he became an actual. I think he actually joined the team and all that. And they actually kept him in there. But so far, he's just kind of annoying and just gets in the way. Not as annoying as Onion. I really do not like Onion at all, and that's because Onion can't freaking talk. And I mean, there can be occasions where characters can't talk and can be actually good characters. For example, the Fairly Odd Parents. We have a character on there named Poof, he doesn't talk, well, until later episodes when they have his voice actor, well, him actually he actually starts talking for like a couple episodes and then he's like gone, but until the reboot, but because then, because the show decided to do that, I guess, just get him out of there, like, for some reason. It did the same thing, and there's a show called, I think, it's called Kirby. Kirby has a cartoon and all that, which I want to talk about down the road. Kirby does not speak, but it makes it work and all that, because I think they do real well bouncing off the characters. And they make him go into action and all that, make him a great character. My problem is Onion's just freaking boring. Onion does not do a lot of anything. Like, he doesn't just not talk. He doesn't do a lot of anything, really. So he's just freaking boring. Like, I just don't care about him at all. He just sucks. He sucks. I don't care about him. I just do not care about Onion at all. Onion's probably one of the worst characters on the show. Maybe the worst. I might hate him more than the other guy, that geek guy, which I forgot his name. That's saying something, because I find him a freaking noxious too. And you got other characters, like you got the mayor and all. The mayor is kind of whatever too, and then you have Lars and I forgot the other gal and all that. I will say they do some stuff with them that's interesting. So like Lars, like they actually make him a gem-like creature like Steven. Because he actually dies and comes back to life. Which may make Steven kind of broken a bit too much. Like, able to bring back people from the dead. But I will say, though, it is kind of nice, though, and all that, like, they were able to make him an actual character, That's something I was kind of wishing they could have done with the other character. I think his name was, I think I remember his name now. It's like, I think Rolando or something like that. Or I forgot. I don't remember his name very well. Again, that's the thing. He appears a lot more at the beginning of the show, and they kind of phase him out, and then they bring him back. But again, the show got canceled. But even after that, I don't know if they were gonna do anything with him or not. That's the problem. Like anything interesting. They might have eventually gave him like more of a bigger role, but honestly, I don't know what they would have done with him much. They could have turned. I think they should have actually made him a villain. That would have made more sense. Make him a villain instead of actually making him like. They could have made him like maybe he's selfish. And instead of wanting to like help the the gyms out, but he wants to have all the fun and all. He wants to get rid of them so he can actually become more of a beast or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying there. I just don't know. There's just not a lot to say about some of these characters. But yeah, I think Lars, they do a really good job making at first that he's a very forgettable character. Like, I do not care about him either. And then, we have the other character, like I forgot her name, too. She actually does get things. She starts to actually, do her singing and all that. And I think she does some other stuff too. But I don't know. I don't remember like everything she does. But I think she had kind of a thing for Lars too. And I don't know if they brought that back or not. Because at the end they kind of just, I don't remember. I don't think I wasn't really paying much more of it. I've been paying more attention to the other stuff going on, like them bringing back the gyms and all that. But that's the thing, though. There's the side characters just aren't that interesting in this show. They're just not that interesting. But they don't focus on them, I think, a whole bunch, which doesn't take the show down too much. But I'm going to go ahead and just give this a score now. We're going to give it a good. And then 100 points. Yeah, 100 points. Yeah, this show is, I'll say, I think the show has got a lot of great moments. It's really, good and all that with that stuff. I will say the animation, I haven't actually talked about the animation, but the animation is really good in this show. Like, I like the sky and all that. It's really nice. It makes it feel like, it makes it, stand out a bit more than other shows. But that said, though, I will say I think the fact that a lot of the side characters are not very interesting, and which by the way, again, they don't really focus on them much. They focus on some episodes, but a lot of it's focused more on Steven and all that. And then we have the whole finale where they have to make like every character good. They kind of throw in White Diamond out of nowhere. They hint at her throughout the show, but they throw her in out of nowhere. Yeah, I kind of hate that. It kind of stinks. It makes me wish they kind of didn't do that. But otherwise, the show is not really that bad. Like, I'll say the show is not really that bad. Like, I think it's really good. I'm actually excited to watch the movie and the sequel series, the feature series. I'm really excited to watch it. But that said, though, yeah, I think I'm about ready to let this go. I know I'm like in 40 minutes in the video, but I kind of had to explain what was going on at the beginning of the video, with the whole show and why it took me so long to watch it. I still want to get it on DVD, especially in case they take it off of Hulu too. Because Hulu's removing a lot of shows too. They're all kind of doing that, so it's getting harder and harder to find the stuff. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and get going. So see you guys later. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. And see you guys next time. Bye-bye.